This video was sponsored by Kershaw Knives, creating high-quality, high-performance, exceptional working tools and knives that users are proud to carry. Use discount code ARCHERY20 for 20% off at KershawKnives.com. Hey Archery Talk, this is Lucas, and I have got a new quiver knife with me. Since basically I started archery, I've kept a knife in my quiver. It is the perfect thing for, cutting D-loop, cutting serving, maybe cutting the string for that irritating guy on the line beside you, whatever you need to do. Again, I carry a pocket knife most everywhere I go, and so it's nice to have one in my archery kit as well. My newest knife is this Kershaw Cargo. As you may have noticed, Kershaw is a new sponsor of the channel. They were kind enough to send over the Cargo and a couple of other knives. We'll talk about those in the coming months. So I figure I'd run you through the Cargo specifically, and we'll show you what it does. Let's look at the specs of this thing first. Let's start with the blade, and this one uses a D2 steel blade with a stone wash finish. That's great for covering up scratches. I'm going to talk more about that steel in a little while. The blade itself is 3.2 inches long. Closed up, the knife is 4.3 inches long, and wide open, it is 7.5 inches long. The blade stock on this is 0.125 inches, which offers a nice slicey bit of thin blade profile for me. And the scales on this are glass-filled nylon. That's just kind of the outer shell of this thing. And inside those nylon scales, they've got some steel inserts on there to add a little bit more rigidity and durability to this knife. I should also mention that this thing is dead light. I put this on the scale at 2.3 ounces. This thing absolutely disappears into the pocket. It is a fantastic little everyday carry knife. The handle of this knife is well contoured with rounded edges, so it's very comfortable in the hand. It's full 4-finger close on this thing, and I have fairly big hands, so no problem getting all 4 fingers on the knife. I could put my thumb on the jimping here on the back for a little added dexterity, or I use my forefinger there if I'm trying to make small, precise cuts with this knife. There are thumb studs on either side of the blade that allow for one-handed opening. Let's look at the different ways you can open this knife. So if you want some variety in how you open a knife, and knife nerds who likes to kind of fidget with knives will do that kind of thing. So there's the 3 ways I can open up the Kershaw Cargo. So there's the basic thumb stud design, one-handed opening, all of these things. Just put your thumb on that little thumb stud, pop it open, good to go. Use the mid-lock to unlock it and bring it back down again. And now there's kind of 2 different flick methods for a little bit of fun. So you could use your thumb as a flick, just using the inside of that thumb stud and then just wrist flick, pop it open. Then you can use your middle finger on the outside of that thumb peg and do the same thing. And that's it. You don't need to do it, but if you want a little fun, I like to fidget with knives, and that's what I do. The Cargo stays open thanks to Kershaw's mid-lock design. To close it, simply press down on the button lock on the back of the knife and push the blade down. Simple as that. As I mentioned earlier, I carry a pocket knife with me pretty much everywhere I go. I just don't always want people to know I've got a pocket knife on me. So this thing has a deep carry clip design, so it absolutely disappears into the pocket. All anybody can see is the clip itself. So it's if you don't want to advertise you're carrying a knife, it's a perfect thing to just hold in your pocket, no problems whatsoever. The clip is reversible, so for righties or lefties, you can put it on this side or flip it over on this side. It's always a tip-up carry, which makes it easier for opening on the fly. It's just a great versatile design. All right, let's talk about steel. I am not overly knowledgeable when it comes to knife steel. I do know that D2 is not your average budget knife steel. This thing is much harder than your kind of your normal budget knife steel, and it holds a much better edge. Again, I mentioned that stone wash finish, which is very good for hiding up small scratches you're going to get, because again, this is a knife you should be using every day. It's a great everyday knife. Where you're from cutting string to cutting an apple to cutting your D-loop material, whatever you're going to do with it. It's a great thing to have out every day, and so you don't want to be showing off scratches, and that stone wash finish does a great job of hiding those. A couple notes on the D2 steel. Because it's harder, it is a little bit tougher to sharpen than some budget type steels. It's not impossible. Again, I've sharpened D2 plenty of times. I might do a sharpening video later on down the road to show you how I do it. I'm far from an expert, but I got a system that works well for me. And so it should sharpen up no problem for you. It's just going to take maybe a little more effort than some other kind of softer, cheaper steels. Again, this knife is built to last you a lifetime, so much so that Kershaw backs it up with a lifetime warranty, a limited lifetime warranty. So, this thing could be in your pocket for 20, 30 years or however long you want. Retail price on the Kershaw Cargo is $71.99. However, as I'm putting this video together, it's available on the Kershaw website. I'll check my notes here for $57.59, and I'm sure there are sales going on all over the place. So you can find this knife. That's a lot of knife for that kind of a price point, and I really do think this is going to last you a long time. Again, I love the steel liners on the insides of the scales. I love the back lock, or the mid lock design, I should say, which is, again, is super beefy. This knife is not going to close accidentally. You need to purposely press that button to make this knife close on you, and it's not going to accidentally fall down when you press the button and cut your finger. It's nice and stiff. You have to manually close it like that. So there's no worries about this thing kind of causing you any problems down the road. And I really don't think there's much more to say about it than that. Archery Talk, thank you so much for watching the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel an awful lot, and we'll see you again soon.